Hello, welcome to round 3 of catalog editing. Now we're going to go over probably the most complicated part of catalog, which are course pathways. Course pathways, you can find them under your major and course pathways link. They are basically a way for a student to see how they could theoretically graduate in a major, and hopefully 120 units. When you're viewing a pathway is actually made up of several components. These are what we call terms or semesters. So this is a freshman pathway. There are two types of pathways. There's freshman pathways, which go all the way from fall freshman to spring senior semester. There are also transfer pathways, which are just the junior and senior years. So when you're viewing a pathway, you see that it's a semester, and that's broken down into courses which fulfill requirements. So what we'll do is edit a semester. I'm going to edit this term. So every semester or term has an edit this term link next to it and view history, so you can look at the history of it. So let's just go ahead and edit the fall freshman term. So you'll see that this is very different than most editing. So first of all, we select the level, so where this is the freshman term, and the semester is fall freshman. In pathways, each one of those lines is represented in this editor. So there's several options here. So first we have, I'm going to actually view this as well so we can compare that. So let's look at the first line here. Chem 110L fulfills 5 units, and it fulfills 3 requirements. If we look over here, you can see here's the course, and I said it's 5 units, and it fulfills MLO 2. So these are automatically taken from the MLOs for the major. But since this also fulfills 3 other requirements, there's 2 extra lines under Chem 110L. One is science content and one is science methods lab. So let's take a look at that. So there's science content, science methods lab, and MLO 2. This continue link or continue checkbox means that this line should just be merged with this course. And you can have as many continue lines as you want under a single course, and it'll merge them all together into one line. You can also have a lot of courses with just a single line, so CST 101 is 4 units, it meets Tech Info. FYS 100 meets that first year seminar and it's 3 units. And those, you can see they're pretty straightforward. Math 130L meets both MathCom and MLO 1. You can add as many values as you want. So we could add HCOM 300. And it takes 4 units and it meets something in COM A, let's say. And that's how you add courses. You can move them around if you'd like. You can also use this any button, which basically means any course. So if, for example, in your pathway, people just need to fulfill INCOM B, you just select INCOM B, you say 4 units, we'll guess most courses are 4 units, and we'll just say any. And you'll notice if you hover over it, it says check this. So you can also say any course that meets a specific MLO, but most people have the list of courses there. You can also provide lists of courses. So let's find a list. Go back to my freshman pathway. So you'll notice if you have one course, it gives both the course name, the course subject code, number, and the title, and it links it with this handy pop-up menu. But you can add anything you want into the courses area. If you add, you can add something or something. If you do that, in order to make it shorter, we remove the title, but the links still work. So if we edit the fall junior year semester, you'll see they wrote Chem 210L or Chem 211. You can actually put anything in here you want. If you wanted to say, let's take, so for example, they wrote in ML07, so to take any ML07 course. Or you could just say, take any of the following. And when we save that or preview it, if you check any, we just learned, if you check any, it will hide whatever you wrote here. So let's preview it again. So you can see take any of the following, and it makes these into links and links them to their course. So really, if you just have one course, it auto puts in the title for you. But if you have anything else in there, it just links the courses that it finds. This preview button down here is very nice. If you aren't quite sure what you did works, you can use preview before you save it. If you're starting with a new empty pathway that doesn't have any semesters, you always just add a semester at the bottom of the pathway. So you'll see this add additional term. We'll just say, okay, what group is it? Smart. This is a, we'll just say junior, winter semester, etc. Additional notes, most people don't use them, but if you write in an additional note, it'll show up on top of the term, but I haven't seen anybody use it so far. And then you just add your courses and away you go. The other nice thing to note is that pathways are automatically counted up, so you don't have to do any math, you don't have to total anything. They also let you know if you're missing ULRs from a pathway. So in this case, this is all right because this is a high unit major they don't have to take language for. But if they did, that would be useful to know. And they also make a requirement view. So in order to show that we're meeting minimum requirements for Title V, there's a requirement view for every pathway, which changes around all the courses and shows them by requirement. So it shows you take FYS, here's a list of all the courses that meet ULRs, here's the courses that meet upper division GE, so we meet our 9 units of minimum upper division GE. Here's the GLOs and the major learning requirements. These are very useful, and it's also linked to, from the the degree requirements link on every major links to this view, usually the first freshman pathway. But actually every pathway has this view. So you can switch to that using the requirement view link. So that is creating and editing pathways in Catalog.